I spit Patron on this microphone. Watch out, I'm in the zone. Worth for everything I own. Life is March Madness. One mistake, then you go. Yeah, I had a stroke, but your boy still rhyming. And Fresh got locked, but the squad still wildin'. Catch me in any city in the hood, we grindin'.
What's up, Fight fam, and welcome to Boxing Bros. I'm Caden. I'm here with my co-host.
What's going on? It's Tro Dollar Bill.
This is Jig.
The TBE, what up, word?
All right, the first topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments Deontay Wilder made on the Brian Custer show. Take a listen.
So D, put management aside. If it was up to Deontay Wilder, give me your next three fights. Deontay Wilder should be in the ring. Here are the three guys you taking on.
Dylan Whyte, I want Dylan Whyte, and I want Dylan Whyte. This time, let me stop. He has been a certain time. He's like, man, the dude obsessed with me, man. He feel like he act like we went together and we had a bad breakup. He can't get over me. Maybe I had some good pussy or something. I don't know. Girl with nobody else. He don't want to be a girl with nobody else, and he always try to come out with lies and all this. I'm the man that he want to be. You know, I'm the man that a lot of these fighters want to be, but you know they can't. You know what I'm saying? But in realistic, you know, he would be one on the list. We got Ruiz would be one on the list, you know what I'm saying? To get back, far as height, Salinas could be one, come back in to get the height situation. You got the Parkers, you know what I'm saying? You got the Usyks, you know what I'm saying? I would love to fight him. He called me out at one point in time. You know, so it's a lot of the guys on the list, and when that phone rings, just accept the opportunity. You know, ain't nothing nobody can say now. Oh, I don't want to fight him now. That'll be I don't want to fight him now. He had that, but he could have fought me. Then no, you could have fought me. Let's keep that clear. Let's make it clear. Wilder don't run from nobody. Never have, never will.
We'll end it there. Trill Dollar Bill, what's your reaction to Deontay Wilder's comments? And out of all the opponents he named, who would you like to see him fight?
Give me my disclaimer now.
The views and opinions of Trill do not reflect the Boxing Bros as a whole and all of the other faces you see on the screen. And just in case Trill does a little too much, I am going to leave this screen and I will return later. All right, your show, brother.
All right. First, you get caught twerking. Now you got bomb box.
He got the WAP. I was gonna go there, Trill.
What is going on? What is going on over there? What is going on over there? Over there, I don't know, man. It's really confusing. though. You're confusing me, Wilder, man. I don't know, man. I'm scared for you over there, man. I don't know, man. Are you referring to yourself as I'm done? This is it. This is over. So we can't get mad at Teofimo Lopez for calling him out his name no more. Because he himself just clarified it himself. Who he is, what he is. Deontay, this is horrible, man. You don't want to fight. You didn't want to fight Tyson Fury, man. I've been saying this from the get-go. You don't want to fight. Now you're mentioning all these other guys. It's embarrassing, yo. I think stop doing interviews. Damage control. That's what you need. You need somebody to do damage control. You need to stop talking and let somebody do your talking for you. Because it was better before. Before you opened your mouth. At least you wasn't saying you had some good box. At least before that, man. None of your channels, none of these people were saying this about you, okay? Nobody was saying this about you. You opened your mouth and you did this. I'm just Wilder, man. Just stop talking and just get in the ring and fight somebody, and all could be forgiven. Well, all could be forgotten. No, just get in there and fight. Stop talking. Just go in there and fight somebody. Just stop going there, knock some couple people out, and change the narrative. This is embarrassing. That's it.
All right, I'm gonna go to Ned now.
Nah, Trish hit it right on the head, man. Wilder really came out and said he got that whop. Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy. Oh man, we trying to have a cold girl winner, you know. So Oh man, Deontay, I knew. Hey, we just connecting the dots over here at the Boxing Bros, man. Twerking.
Now, y'all connecting your dots, yo.
It's crazy. It's
It came
wild,
out of
bro.
the horse's mouth.
Mm-hmm. It came out of his mouth. And right now, Deontay reminds me of that girl, the popular girl who had the star athlete, and he leaving for another girl, and she's still like, yeah, I still had him, and now you want me because I'm still that bum, just trying to keep herself high on the horse. But now, Deontay, you ain't got it no more, man. Everybody's looking at Fury now because they want that WBC belt. You don't got the green belt no more. You in high school, you was the man, homie. Damn, homie. That's all I gotta say. Cut the G.
You even reversed the lyrics. But the boy still.
It sounded hot though.
Yo, all right. Go ahead, G. Go ahead, G.
I'm looking at it from a different angle, but I do agree with the second half of what Trill was saying for Wilder. Like, just get back in the ring, and I believe all will be forgiven. You just got to put in that work. But in regards to the names, I like 4 out of the 5. I like Dillian Whyte. They got, real bad blood. Dillian Whyte, same guy who said Wilder is raising Gerald Miller's child. That to me was outrageous, disrespecting his wife, So there's that bad blood, especially with the whole, Dillian was claiming that Wilder was ducking him for 1,000 days and everything. So they can make a storyline out of that one. So I like the fact that he said Dillian Whyte, number 1. I like also Andy Ruiz, because of what Andy Ruiz did to AJ. He had the belts at one time. Parker also was also a champion at one time. And Usyk, undisputed cruiserweight champ, has an opportunity to now be, a champion in the heavyweight division. So those names are good. Helenius, I'm not really feeling. I know he beat what's the Polish kid's name? Kalinowski, but I'm like, Kalinowski was still green in the game, so nobody's really gonna be like, wow, Wilder versus Helenius. Like, let's just stop that. You know what I mean? But like 4 out of those 5 names are actually solid. So and then it brings me to my second point, which is like, I don't believe any of these fighters are ducking. You know what I mean? Like, same thing with, like, you can bring it down to like a Lomachenko or a TC and Spence. And like, I think what it is like, once you got the belt, you're thinking about the next big payday, right? So Wilder was thinking up. Who's up? AJ. So you want to entertain yourself with Dillian Whyte because Dillian Whyte has no belts, no nothing. So it's like, it's pretty much all risk, no reward for Wilder to fight Dillian Whyte. Now that he has no belts, now it's a step up. It's a moving back up in the right direction. So now he's willing to fight Dillian Whyte because he's like, I ain't got nothing to lose. Let's make this happen. You know what I mean? But the real question is, will Dillian Whyte take the fight now? You know what I mean? Because it's like, if Dillian Whyte takes a fight with Wilder, it might set him back. So he might be like, nah, I'm good. That window done passed, So it's just interesting how boxing is. And that's why I think now there shouldn't be any more. I'm now thinking no more voluntaries. It should just be straight mandatories at all times. You know what I mean? If you're a champion. Because once you get the opportunity, now dudes be like, I don't need to fight you. I don't want to fight you. I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but just not you. And that's the problem with the sport of boxing. We don't see the big fights because people get to do a bunch of voluntaries, You know what I'm saying? When they should be honoring their mandatories, but dudes will be like, hey, you know what? I'd rather either move up and weight, lower myself, like, you know, starve myself to get into another lower weight class, or just strip myself of the titles. And that's the problem. And so this little saga that we're seeing right now, I hope Dillian takes the fight, but I'm pretty sure Dillian's probably not going to take the fight because Dillian now wants to fight with either Fury or with AJ, rightfully so. But this is why we're not seeing these fights. So I'm just using that point to show that I never believed that Wilder was ever ducking Dillian. It was just what was the benefit of fighting Dillian. That's all I'm saying.
Gee, man, even when, like, you say stuff and I'm rocking with you, you find a way to just crash that plane. Like, for real. So many things were said. I agree with a lot of what G said, but to just touch on him saying this is proof that Wilder was never ducking Dillian, I disagree, because you brought up one key point. When Wilder was in the position of power, meaning he had the WBC strap, he showed no interest in fighting Dillian. But now Dillian is in a position where he can be the mandatory in line for the WBC title. And Dillian Whyte is now in a better position than, say, Deontay Wilder. So he's mentioning Deontay Wilder's name. So now Deontay Wilder's mentioning Dillian Whyte's name. So things have changed a little bit. When Deontay Wilder was undefeated, when Deontay Wilder, you know, was the prom queen, he didn't. I'm calling Deontay Wilder the prom queen, not to disrespect him. He made the analogy that he had the bomb, so I'm just going along with his own analogy that he set up. So when Deontay Wilder was the prom queen, you know, he didn't want to give Dillian Whyte a dance. Now that he lost the tiara, he's willing to dance with Dillian. But now Dillian's like, you know what? Some of the finest sisters in college are looking at me now. So, you know, I'm going to weigh my options out. And that's basically this scenario. Now, a few things. One, I'm happy Deontay Wilder mentioned their names. So there's a start. But again, it doesn't mean anything until a fight gets made. It doesn't mean anything until Deontay Wilder announces a fight with, say, a Joseph Parker, a fight with a Usyk, a fight with a Andy Ruiz, even Helenius, which I would give him credit for fighting Helenius because Helenius is coming off a big win against Adam Kalinowski. Not only that, Helenius does have height and reach advantage, and it would be a good tune-up for Tyson Fury. So I would give him credit for fighting Helenius. You can't take it away. Helenius has a victory over Derek Chisora. Helenius just beat Adam Kalinowski. So you gotta give him credit. If he took on Helenius would easily be, in my opinion, the second best fighter he's ever stepped in the ring with. So I would give him credit for that. It would show me he's not going back to business as usual, fighting guys who are undermatched, you know, who are overmatched, so to speak. He's willing to take on some better competition. But I have the blueprint for Deontay Wilder. Oh, one more thing. Of course, Deontay Wilder wants Dillian Whyte now, G, as well. And this is another thing I want to point out to you. When Dillian Whyte was calling out Deontay Wilder, he wasn't knocked out by Alexander Povetkin. See, Deontay Wilder just saw Dillian Whyte get knocked out by Alexander Povetkin cold. Soul left his body before it even touched the ground. So now Deontay Wilder is extremely confident in his ability to knock out Dillian Whyte. So now he's more willing to take that fight. Just like his chest got a little bigger after Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua. So the other thing about Deontay Wilder that I noticed is he doesn't want to be the first to do any of this. He wants to do it after somebody else has done it. And I called it out before. That's why I called Deontay Wilder the king of the leftovers. I noticed that he gets his confidence from what other people do against a fighter first. And then he's ready to do it. And then his fans give him more credit than the person who did it first. So, of course he wants Dillian Whyte now. Dillian Whyte's coming off a knockout loss. Well, he was knocked out cold. Of course he wants Dillian Whyte now. But if you really want to make a statement, Deontay Wilder, fight Andy Ruiz. Because if you beat Andy Ruiz, and let's say you knock out Andy Ruiz, now you've won up Anthony Joshua. See, Anthony Joshua beat Andy Ruiz, but he beat him by decision, and he outboxed him. If you can knock out Andy Ruiz, now you have a real claim that you did something Joshua couldn't do, and that you would do it to him, and now people really have to respect what you're saying because they're gonna say, well, damn, the way he took out Andy Ruiz, you know. So that's the fight I think you should take, Andy Ruiz.
Hold on, Trails.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
In the segment.
Please like and subscribe. Let us know how you feel in the comment section, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Also, please check out our podcast on all the streaming services. It's the Boxing Bros.
This segment went somewhere I did not expect it to go.
There's some
We could have been flawless, flying up to make people's mouths drop jawless. How can 2 years be erased in 1 August? And you know I have my pride, so I had to get brolic. All in all, I can't call it. Just know you're my queen. Wish I was denim, cause then I be in your jeans. Can't fight fate, and you've been loving me since your teens. But when you can't move forward, you gotta wipe your slate clean.